Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Bill Sheridan here with the Maryland Association of CPAs. Listen, before you get too bogged down with work, we've got another CPA story for you today. A little inspiration for you in looking at the purpose, the passion behind the profession, and why CPAs matter, right? Because they do. Um, my guest this week is Maxene Bardwell. Maxine is Assistant Inspector General in the Office of the Inspector General for the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission, which is one of the largest water and wastewater utilities in the United States. She's been there for a little over 17 years, and Maxine is also the Secretary and Treasurer for the MACPA's Board of Directors. She'll actually be our Vice Chair this coming year, which means that she'll take over as Chair of our Board of Directors in July 2025. Maxine's accounting career has kind of an interesting origin story to it. She was working at Central Connecticut State University as an executive assistant to the dean of the School of Business. So she would cross paths daily, almost daily, with professors and personnel from the School of Business. And one day, um, well, you know what? I'm going to let her tell the story because she tells it better than I do. Here's Maxene Bardwell with her CPA story.
They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So there was a couple of accounting professors, it was a married couple, and one day they said, Maxine, we really think you will be a good accounting student, and we're going to offer you our textbooks at no cost. And
Wow.
they reminded me that as a university employee, I can also attend school there tuition free. So it was a no-brainer, why not take a chance and try something different? And I really enjoyed the accounting classes. Believe it or not, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, where I attended Arizona State University, still pursuing my accounting degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved to Columbus, Ohio, and attended the Ohio State University, still pursuing my accounting degree, where I ultimately graduated. So, in essence, I was a Blue Devil at Central Connecticut State University, a Sun Devil at Arizona State University, and I graduated a
A
Buckeye from the
Buckeye.
Ohio State University.
Wow. Wow. So you made the rounds. That's great. What was it about accounting that really kind of struck a chord with you? Uh,
The thing, I think the problem solving aspect struck a chord with me because it's not just crunching numbers and getting equations solved. It's taking a look and interpreting the data so that you can in turn utilize that information to do something with it. In my case, is to help organizations see where there may be some uh, areas in need of improvement, because my field is internal auditing. So pointing out, different types of ratios that may say, okay, well, our debt is higher than it needs to be, or looking at operations to say, okay, there's some internal control weaknesses that are permitting employees to, bypass a control that was intended to prevent a certain task from occurring. So that part of accounting is what attracted me to account.
yeah, that's fantastic. And it's that problem solving aspect is just, I mean, it can apply to so much beyond just, the job and accounting and finance. I mean, that's something that you can take with you and apply to anything you do, really.
Exactly. And currently I'm serving as an advisor for an organization that helps women, and I'm part of their finance committee advisor as an advisor, so I'm able to give them a different perspective as to some issues that may not be readily apparent by looking at their financials.
That's fantastic. What would you say? Of course, we've been talking a little bit, well, quite a lot actually, recently about the purpose, see the CPA purpose. What's the purpose behind what you do? What do you accomplish by doing what you do?
What I accomplished, and I don't want to sound cliche, is that I do believe in Gandhi's be the change you want to see in the world. And my purpose is to, leave organizations better than how I found them, give them the tools to achieve their strategic goals and objective. When I'm looking as an auditor, when I'm looking at operations, I'm looking to see if they're operating efficiently, effectively, economically. I'm looking at risk mitigations, ways that they can prevent fraud, waste, and abuse. So my why is truly helping organizations be successful, and that's something that gives me gratification. And
That's
as an internal auditor, you're actually able to see your recommendations be implemented by management because you're always on site and you get the status reports and updates. So it's a firsthand look without going in and leaving. I'm able to witness it firsthand, the change,
that's
positive changes.
yeah, that's fantastic. That's got to be very gratifying. And in fact, that kind of leads to my next question. I mean, what is the most gratifying part of your work? Is it seeing those organizations enact those changes, or does it go deeper than that? What really inspires you about what you do?
It's a combination of seeing the organization enact those changes, but also witnessing the impact on the employees themselves that may not be aware of how they contribute to internal controls and the success of organizations. When you put the internal auditor lens on it, it's giving them a different perspective to say, okay, how can I contribute to the success of the organization by making sure that I'm aware of how processes should be carried out from day to day, utilizing their skill sets and knowledge to say, okay, this is appears to be an outdated policy or procedure. Perhaps I can bring that to my supervisors or managers' attention and say, okay, this is outdated. We should take a look at it to bring it up to current what's actually taking place, because that's where we see a lot of the internal controls weaknesses. So I would say educating or bringing awareness to the employees as well as helping organizations achieve their corporate objectives.
So, Maxine, if you were faced with, let's say I'm a high school student or a college student, kind of, struggling to figure out what I want to do, where I want to go in life, what do I want to study, or where my interests lie, what would you tell me about accounting?
Well, it's funny you should ask that because I get uh, college students that reach out to me via LinkedIn all the time. And just this past January, it was someone that was getting ready to graduate college with his accounting degree. And he had listened to a podcast where I was a guest on. It's called Where Accountants Go, which is, perfect for this interview. And he heard me talk about my 20 plus years in internal auditing, and he felt that that would be an area that he would be interested in pursuing as well. So I gave him some insight as to what I spoke about earlier, how I really feel that I'm contributing to the success of organizations, adding value with the recommendations, and that the day-to-day things that internal auditors do is never the same. We don't have to deal with routine things like month-end close. We're looking at organizations that we undertake where we become we're utilizing our accounting skills, our interviewing skills, our analyzing skills, our observation skills, and our investigation skills. So there's a number of a toolkit that you use to be a successful internal auditor. And I think he said that that was something that he would like to do because he didn't want to have a routine type of career and just having the excitement. There could be an emergency that arises where internal auditors are called in to, either investigate or audit. We participate in disaster recovery exercises. So there's a good myriad of activities that internal auditors do that uh, someone that works strictly with numbers may not have experience.
That's great. What do you like to do in your spare time, Maxine?
Well, in my spare time, So maybe, I don't know if some people may enjoy it or not, but I do. I like to give back to the accounting profession, and that is by volunteering on various boards and
Mm,
organizations. I spoke earlier about the women's organization, which is actually the Washington Area Women's Foundations.
mhm,
I'm currently the president of ISACA Central Maryland chapter, the secretary treasurer for MACPA.
mhm.
I'm the vice president for the City of Laurel Ethics Commission. I serve on the AICPA's Auditing Standards Board, and I'm also on the board of directors for the Associations of Inspectors General. So that's something I do, giving back to the profession, as well as mentoring.
Real quick before I let you go, talking about the MACPA a little bit, how important is the MACPA community to your career and to what you do?
Oh, the MACPA community has been vital to my career. It is where I was introduced to the CPA swearing in ceremonies. I love to cheer on new CPAs. The MACPA community provides educational tools such as their conferences, webinars, town halls. A lot of that is complimentary. So I've taken in that information and learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I also participate in the mentoring program, giving back to those aspiring CPAs, as well as serving on the board. The MACPA community is where I received my first professional award. I won the 2018 Women to Watch Award for
That's right.
Emerging Leaders.
Mhm.
And just meeting the network of phenomenal people that are part of the community has been inspirational, like a Corey Ramsey, Kimberly
Mm.
Ellison Taylor, who is my mentor. And it just inspires me to see people, all people, but people that particularly look like me, be successful as accountants and CPAs. That lets me know that there is opportunity for everyone, and that inspires me.
Great stuff there from Maxene Bardwell. So glad that she could take the time out of her busy schedule to be here with us this morning. Thanks, Maxine. We want to hear from you as well. Head on over to macpa.org/y-CPA and share your story with us as we try to offer a little bit of inspiration to the next generation of accounting and finance professionals. We want to hear your CPA purpose and why you do what you do and why it's important. And as always, thanks for being here. We're going to be back next week with more stories to share. And I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, have a great day, a great week. Talk to you again soon.